Hi there, and this is round 7 of our season 9, the final round for the season. I'd like to thank Emmo again throughout this whole season. He's been throwing the notes for Division 3 in front of me so I can get a chance to commentate this for everyone. As it stands with this race in particular, we have 3 potential drivers to take out, with Tolley actually leading the race, with Eccles coming home with a wet sail and Emmo hot on his heels to be able to take it away from Tolley. So we're now creeping up to our self-induced qualifying start, race start for the last time, some of us hope, and Tolley has booted it in and has taken off. As he screams down to the first corner, gets around cleanly. Everyone looks like Eccles a little wide. Everyone else relatively clean. 13 car setup. We head back up to Tolley as he races, already pulling out a big gap out in front of everyone. So going up in the Kemmel Straight. Straight up the Kemmel Straight, we're watching Moon get around Eccles quick as you can. Easy as now Brits Lightning takes advantage of Eccles' misfortunes there at Radion. Emmo in second, and we've now got Brits Lightning up into fourth, with Eccles, who's second in the competition, has been relegated down to fifth, with Anders hot on his heels. Controller, with one of his very few appearances with the group, must like Spa, coming around in a very colourful art livery around the inside of Kieran Brown, and does a good job of it just there after Brussels. Coming down to a sector of the track which I haven't got a map of the track in front of me, so I don't know the name of it. Well, I know it's one of the lowest points of the tracks. We've got there Cobber's being punted off by Glenn. Glenn out of control. And Cobber has seen much better days and much better races with this car. It seems to be the magnet of this field. Though Cobber's not going to give up. At least he's here for the race. He's going up Rouge and Radion, taking a good chunk out of that, and he's got the good power going up the Kemmel Straight. And Hogues, I think, a bit of a sitting duck there, manages, well, he lets Cobber around. Cobber got the speed as they go through. We're now into the second lap of the race. Third lap of the race. We've got Emmo overcooks it, and Brits Lightning in sympathy does the exact same thing, and Emmo gets relegated down to third while Moon takes off and is going flat out through Blanchimont. Out on the AstroTurf, could get his tyres a little bit dirty there. Very hard to pull the car up at this bus stop chicane. He goes in deep, gives Glenn the opportunity to get around him. So we're now watching to see where Glenn ends up here at the hairpin. Neck and neck. Anders, will he own the apex? Looks like Glenn's not going to give up, and great racing by these two. Looks like Glenn might have got the advantage there, and now we've got Controller God having a go at Anders. But Anders manages to hold him off as they go up through Radion. Still with these two, as Controller God's going for a dive up on the inside at the end of the Kemmel Straight and gets around and holds his position. So we've now got 6th, 7th and 8th racing here side by side. And we've got Controller going out wide around Brussels. Anders holding the inside line. They're still fighting it out this early in the race. Controller out wide, and it gives the door wide open for Anders to get around. Bit of a knock there with the issues with Kieran that's having there out in the bush. but he manages to get around Controller God as well. Now we've got here coming down through Blanchimont, we've got side by side Glenn and Kieran Brown fighting it through. Very tight corner here in this left here. They both, a little bit of a touch, but neither of them go off. Now see where they'll be down at the bus stop chicane. Might have been a bit of a touch there, hard to say, and now everyone's concertinaed right back up. We've got a three-way formation here going up on Rouge and Radion. Not a really good spot to be, as Cobber looks like he got the faster pace up through Blanchimont on Rouge, Radion the word, and TGT. Unfortunately, luck's out. Now Cobber is putting pressure on the duck. Just watching Glenn come down out of Brussels and down towards, oh, he's out in the AstroTurf. He has spun. That's a bit grim. It's not going to be good. Racing through Blanchimont, like threading the eye of the needle, going 200 million miles an hour, and Anders serious damage to the front end of the car. It's just that little bit of AstroTurf, you lose all the grip, and now he has to settle himself down and get back on track. Weather's starting to look a bit foul on the horizon. Tolley goes in, Moon goes in, Emmo dives into the pits, Eccles dives into the pits. We're suspecting this is going to be a rain change of, yep, everyone, looks like everyone's diving into the pits. The weather is causing all sorts of grief. I don't know if Kieran's meant to go in that way. You can see it's now bucketing down. Everyone's diving into the pits. TGT's gone. Oh, he's gone into the pits. Hogs is into the pits. Controller got into the pits. And Glenn with his spill up there on top of the hill, he's bound to go into the pits. As you can see, it's just throwing sheets of rain down. Everyone into the pits. Well, what do we got here? We got Moon. He must have just done a quick tyre swap and keep the fuel in, and Moon has taken the lead of this race. Eyed closely by Tolley. Tolley is out. Next to come out in third place is Emmo. Eccles has jumped up into fourth place after that pit stop. Brits Lightning, intermediates. I think he's the only intermediate I saw. Maybe Tolley might be intermediates, but he's in fifth position. Tactical homework, must have jumped the line as he comes out. Very easy to do, very slippery coming out of the pits. Even on wets, he's in sixth, 3 second penalty. Cobber, he's in intermediates, seventh. Followed by Anders in intermediates. TGT, intermediates. Intermediates with the duck. Controller got another one suffering with pit lane discrepancies. 3 second penalty. Full wets with Hogs. Glenn intermediate. So everyone has gone in and changed tyres. Suspect that Moon may not have put fuel in to top up. It's just gone through. But we've got have to go back what happened there with Tolley getting around Moon. So we're coming down through the double gauche, and looks like Tolley's got just the quicker run through there. His intermediates are giving better grip through this sector of the track, and Moon drops down a position. Rain is still imminent here, but the track is starting to dry up. Still big wet patches on there. We're watching Controller God come through the bus stop here and go into the tyre wall. I think he means he does want to get into the pits. Be interesting to see what he comes out. We'll move slightly forward to see where he ends up. Now watching Controller God leave the pits. See what he's put himself into. Well, his 3 second penalty was the entrance, but he's on racing softs with the weather asking him if you look at the water meter down the bottom left, it's saying you should be wearing intermediates, and that sort of tells the story right there. Going through Brussels, we're watching Anders come down the hill now, fairly steep hill. If you're wearing VR, it does look very steep. You virtually feel like you're coming down the hill. So coming down the double gauche, the track is drying a little bit, but it's very easy to touch the wet stuff and yep, head out into the runoff area. Just sitting here with Anders as he comes up to the turn number 1. Very sharp hairpin here, and out in the very wet stuff, out in the AstroTurf, very easy to spin, and yeah, like looks like 3-4 cars just get past him. Heading down to the end of the Camel Straight, Moon going into the first turn, Camel Straight. Looks like he's overcooked it out onto the AstroTurf. Emmo with a cleaner line just grazes past Moon. Moon no momentum there, and Emmo has moved himself up into second place. Pretty much a familiar sign we see here in this race. TGT and Savage Duck neck and neck with each other. Luckily for them, they're teammates, and TGT just goes wide there at Brussels. Lets his faster teammate go through. Faster for this track anyway. Now in 4th place, fighting for 3rd place, we've got Eccles, who's made some ground up on Moon and now got a good run out of Radeon as he just bursts past Moon. And don't forget that Eccles needs to finish this race in 1st place, as we see Moon fighting back. Eccles will have the inside line, but in the next corner coming up and going down the hill, Moon will be on the inside leading into Brussels. Again, it'll be neck and neck. Just see, like, it's wets versus intermediates here, as Eccles has got the, looks like the intermediates are the tyres to have, is going through Brussels. Eccles is now up in the 3rd. Straight through the double gauche, and Anders takes a clean line around the inside of Kieran and has taken position up, as now the sun is starting to set and the lights of the cars are coming on. Some more drama unfolds here as we're watching now tactical homework, or otherwise known as Kieran Brown. He dives into the pits, and I believe, according to Emmo's notes, Hogues himself having a little bit of a slow time of it. He dives into the pits as well. As I'm trying to remove pit stops out of my replay, they still add a bit of flavour of what's going on with strategies, as we see racing softs put onto Kieran Brown, and 3-second penalty, as well as racing socks with Hogues. Just watching the pink machine of Eccles go into the pits. Suspect that he'll be taking those intermediates off, and Moon himself also goes into the pits, so they'll be removing the intermediates and putting on softs as the track is drying up. I'm just watching Cobber chase down TGT going up through Radeon. Got good pace on him, just as quick as you can see it go, straight around TGT, just the better line and speed going up through that sector. Race leader Tolley coming through his intermediates, starting to give up the ghost. According to Emmo, this is the time that he pits. As you can see him diving into the pits there. Followed closely by, closely as in closely a few truck distances away, Mo2 himself dives into the pits. To show that this is not the right weather for ducks either. He goes wide at the bus stop, waits for a few people to go past, good old VR, you can look out the right hand window and see if there's anyone there, so you can jump in and not interrupt anyone else going through the bus stop. New race leaders Brits Lightning, but still floating on intermediates. But he is in close pursuit. Behind him is Cobber and Tolley. Looking at Cobber, he too has not pitted for racing softs, as it seems to be there is a dry line there. Oh, magical flashy lights button. But, to be honest, Cobber didn't need to let him through, but decided to in the end. As, now Tolley is chasing down Brits Lightning to get back into first position. As if he finishes this race first, of course, he will be the championship winner. But as it stands at the moment, it does, if the race is to finish right now, well, if it finishes right now, Tolley will definitely be our championship winner for Div 3. We've got here TGT in fourth in intermediates, with Emmo and Eccles hot on his heels, coming through down the bottom of the hill. Emmo tries to have a go around, but TGT holding the dry line, making it awkward for the guys to get past, as they have to go out onto the wet stuff to get around him. Though he might have just given him some room to get around, as he actually, yep, he's gone off track and Eccles gets around. Brits Lightning and Cobber both dive into the pits, obviously looking to get rid of those intermediates. Clearly not the right tyres at this time of the race. TGT has decided to stay on these tyres, as he's missed the pits there, but it's just no grip whatsoever, and Moon gets around him. Position 8 and 9. So going to do the right hand turn as they go down the hill to Brussels. We've got Cobber hot on the heels of Anders and fighting it out really close in this wet track. The brakes glowing red, it's trying to stand those cars up on their nose. Anders not giving any room whatsoever for Cobber to get out there onto the essentially, if Cobber wants to get around him, has to get out in that wet stuff. TGT has all but killed those intermediate tyres, decides to dive into the pits. Not an ideal situation for him, as just every other car on the track's decided to overtake him. As it seems fitting here, these two guys are second and third on the championship. So it seems fitting that these two have to battle it out to see who will get on the second rung of the championship standings. So watching Eccles trying to go for a dive up in the inside of the bus stop. It can be done, but Emmo gets the inside run back onto the home straight. While these two are fighting it out, we now have Moon coming in to crash their party. Now, if I was a statistician like Emmo, he'd be able to explain what would mean if Moon gets in amongst and separates Eccles from Emmo, because I believe Emmo is third in the championship and Eccles is in second. So if Moon manages to plant himself in between, that could cost second position for Eccles. So we're watching Eccles go around the hairpin of the straight, and Moon goes on the inside. And now it'll be a drag race up to on Rouge and Radion. Who's got the grip? Because one person will be on dry stuff, the other one will be on the wet stuff. And looks like Moon has managed to get around Eccles going up the Camel Straight. Meanwhile, the Duck overtakes Anders going up the Camel Straight. Nothing like that. And then we have a situation where Anders goes out and does a waltz. heading down the hill with Brit's Lightning, charging down Kieran Brown. Kieran actually goes wide here at the double gush, and Brit's Lightning goes around cleanly. Not a good shot, but there you can see Tactical Homework coming back on. Now into the final lap, as we've got way out in front the championship leader and soon to be championship winner, Tolley, leading the charge. Further back, a few corners back, we've got Emmo, who's pulled away a good distance from Moon, and Eccles is even further back. Brit's Lightning closing in on Eccles. Blushamont for the last and final time. Tolley into the bus stop, come around and be the winner of this race and the championship. So we see the checkered flag. Tolley is now Div 3 champion. Second place shall be Emmo, followed very closely by Moon. Been racing for 40 odd minutes, these guys. Eccles, looks like Brit's Lightning closing in really close. Watching Eccles just dawdling himself. I think he's just taking his time, and we've got Brit's Lightning having an opportunity to have a go and try and steal 4th place from Eccles. Where's Eccles? Eccles is just there, it's close. 5th is Brit's Lightning. Tactical Homer followed by Savage Duck for 7th. Hogs has made his way up through the field into 8th. Cobber unlucky, be at 9th. Anders in 10th. Glenn not having a good day of it. Usually in the pointy end of the field. It's now in 11th. And TGT, who admittedly, well, has said to me a few times, not his favourite track. It's made it through in 12th. And in 13th, Controller God makes up final person of this race. These are the results, and going back over the figures, you'll find when you go to RaceOnOz.com and look at the results, Emmo in this last race has actually come into 2nd to Tolley, followed by Eccles, makes it the 3rd position of this competition. Hope you've all enjoyed watching this as much as I have been using Emmo's notes to help me out on this. Thanks again for everyone involved, drivers and Emmo alike. Hopefully we'll see you again next season. Till all are one.